How money secretly controls your life. Every morning, millions of people wake up, check their phone, and immediately get attacked by money. Your rent went up, gas costs more, your paycheck disappeared, and somehow your bank account looks like it got jumped in a dark alley overnight. Welcome to the economy. The weird system that secretly controls almost everything in your life. Where you live, what you eat, how stressed you are, whether you retire peacefully or become an 82-year-old Walmart employee named Gary saying, self checkout is card only. The craziest part? Most people spend their entire lives using money without understanding how it actually works. School teaches you about triangles, but nobody teaches you why your grocery bill now feels like a military expense. So today, we're fixing that. This is how money really works. The simple version, the version schools should have taught. Time. The most valuable thing in the world is not money. It's time, because money can come back. Time cannot. You can lose $1,000 and make it back next month, but you can never get back last Tuesday at 4:37 p.m. That moment is gone forever. And most people spend their entire lives selling time. Wake up, go to work, come home tired, repeat until your knees start sounding like microwave popcorn. Now jobs are important. But rich people figure out something most people don't. If you only make money while working, your income has an off switch. The second you stop working, the money stops too. That's why wealthy people focus on things that keep making money after the work is done. Businesses, investments, videos, apps, real estate, things that keep producing money while they sleep, like financially productive little robots. And this is where time becomes powerful, because time grows money. Slowly at first, then all at once. Investing money early is like planting a tree. At first, it looks tiny and useless. Years later, it becomes huge. That's why someone investing a little money at 20 can end up richer than someone investing a lot at 40. Time did most of the work, not intelligence, not luck, just time. Value? Here's one of the biggest money secrets on earth. People don't get paid based on how hard they work. They get paid based on how valuable they are. That sounds unfair, because honestly, it kind of is. You can work harder than everyone around you and still earn less than someone making YouTube videos about opening Pokemon cards. Because the world pays for value. If you solve problems, entertain people, save time, or help businesses make money, people will pay you more. That's why doctors earn a lot. That's why entertainers earn a lot. That's why companies like Apple became insanely rich. They created products millions of people wanted, and humans are emotional creatures. People don't only buy products, they buy feelings, status, convenience, identity. That's why someone will spend $900 on shoes that do the exact same thing as normal shoes. At the end of the day, money follows value. The more useful you become, the more opportunities usually appear. Investing. Now let's talk about investing, also known as the thing everyone online pretends they understand. The internet makes investing look insane. Every day there's some guy renting a Lamborghini saying, "This stock will make you rich by Friday." Meanwhile, his real business is selling courses to teenagers. Real investing is usually boring, and boring is good because exciting investing usually ends with someone posting, "Guys, should I tell my parents?" Investing is simply putting money into things that might grow over time. Stocks, real estate, businesses, funds. The reason investing matters is because cash loses value over time. That's inflation, which is basically the economy quietly stealing from everyone. So instead of letting money sit there doing nothing, people invest it hoping it grows faster than inflation. And the people who usually win? They're patient. That's it. Most wealthy investors are not geniuses. They just stay consistent while everyone else panics every time the market drops 4%. Interest. Interest is either your best friend or your worst enemy. When you borrow money, interest makes things more expensive. Buy something with debt, and suddenly you're paying extra just for borrowing the money. This is why credit card debt becomes terrifying so fast. One missed payment turns into, Why do I suddenly owe the GDP of a small country? But interest can also help you. When you invest money, compound interest helps your money grow over time. Your money earns money. Then that money earns money too, which sounds fake. But it's real. And honestly, kind of overpowered. This is why investing early matters so much. Tiny amounts of money can become huge if given enough time. Inflation. Inflation is why older people say things like, back in my day, a house cost $4 and a handshake. Inflation means prices rise over time. Food costs more, gas costs more, rent costs more. And somehow, fast food now requires a payment plan. Companies also do this thing called shrinkflation, where products get smaller, but prices still go up. So now your bag of chips contains 14 chips, sadness, and oxygen. A little inflation is normal, but when inflation gets too high, life becomes harder because prices rise faster than paychecks, which is why people feel broke even when they technically earn more money than before. Credit scores. Your credit score is basically an adult report card, except instead of your parents getting disappointed, it's banks. Your score tells lenders whether lending you money is a good idea or a terrible financial horror movie. Higher score, better loans, lower interest, more approvals. Bad score? Congratulations! Your future car payment now costs more than the actual car. The weird part is your score is not based on how rich you are, it's based on how trustworthy you look financially, which means you can literally have money saved and still get punished for not playing the credit game correctly. Banks. Most people think banks just store money. Nope, banks move money around constantly. When you deposit money, banks loan most of it to other people homes, cars, businesses. That's how banks make money. They pay you a tiny amount for saving money there, then charge borrowers way more. It's basically, thanks for the money, we'll be using it now. Still, banks are important because they keep the economy moving. Without banks, modern life would become absolute chaos very quickly. Taxes. Taxes are the government's way of saying, nice paycheck, we'll take some of that. Every time you earn money, buy something, or invest. Taxes usually appear like a financial jump scare, but taxes fund roads, schools, emergency services, and public programs. The problem is, nobody enjoys watching money disappear from their paycheck, especially when your paycheck arrives looking significantly smaller than expected. And filing taxes feels like solving a puzzle designed by a villain in a Batman movie, Recessions. A recession is when the economy starts struggling. Businesses slow down, people spend less, layoffs happen, everybody suddenly becomes an expert economist after watching 3 TikToks. Recessions happen for lots of reasons: high interest rates, financial crashes, wars, pandemics, economic bubbles exploding. The important thing to remember is this: recessions feel permanent while they're happening, but they never last forever. Eventually, economies recover. Even if during the worst parts it feels like the financial version of surviving a zombie apocalypse. Currency. And finally, money itself, which is honestly one of the weirdest things humans ever invented. Because money only works if everybody agrees it works. A dollar bill is just paper. Your bank balance is literally just numbers on a screen. But society collectively agreed, yes, this has value, and somehow that system powers the entire world, which is slightly terrifying when you think about it too hard. Money controls more of life than people realize. But once you understand time value investing, interest inflation, credit banks, taxes, recessions, and currency, the world starts making a lot more sense. Because money is not really about math. It's about understanding the system, and the earlier you learn the rules, the easier the game becomes.